In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products?
We stayed within the boundaries of the genre, and the opening consisted of regular occurrences. In film products, the opening consists of a base for a story to be set around. In crime thrillers, they will show some sort of action and crime, along with enigma being created through continuity editing, allowing the audience to identify the heroes and villains. We used conventional methods during the title screens, like using basic small text, positioning them in specific areas to move the audience's eye to the next point of action. Our soundtrack anchors our opening by setting the mood of the scene being viewed, and as the film develops, the music changes with it. With a variety of shots and a good mix of continuity and montage-style editing, we feel that it is similar to the opening of Law-Abiding Citizen, which also mixes continuity and montage editing.
How does your media product represent particular social groups?
By looking at other products and through the knowledge of our genre, our target audience is young males, depicting traditional gender roles. To help attract the audience, crime and action takes place in the first 2 minutes of the film. By using young males as the characters in the film, it will relate to the target audience and hopefully get them involved. An example that we studied during the planning of our film is Bullet Boy. This film attracts young ethnic males from London because they can relate to the characters and the action in the film. The ideologies of young males are that they enjoy adventure and activities. Also, young footballers are thought to be arrogant and full of themselves, and we have constructed both these ideologies within the product.
What kind of media institution might distribute your media product, and why?
Hub Production is a low-budgeted British independent film. It would be supported by some British independent distribution companies. The companies most likely to support our film are Verve Pictures, Working Titles, Optimum Releasing, Momentum Pictures and Dogwoof. These would be most likely distributors, as they do not distribute the high-budget tentpole movies but more mainstream and independent films.
Who would be the audience for your media product?
The audience for our film would be the young male population. This is our target audience from the beginning, as after research we discovered that it was the stereotypical audience for the crime thriller genre. After following the main conventions of the genre, we figured out that the audience would stay the same as research. Also, by using SurveyMonkey, we found that our key audience were young males. How do you attract or address your audience?
The first shot of the film reveals a dead body, meaning from the beginning there is suspicion and mystery. A dead body usually connotes murder. This will attract the audience, as they will feel enticed to watch and find out what has occurred. The audience is addressed by a dead body. This then goes into a flashback to show what has gone on. The film Brick was a big influence for us in our opening shots, as the first scene started with the image of a dead body. But the key to the opening is that nothing is shown on why or how the body ended up there. The attraction to the audience is crime and mystery. This is what we were aiming for, and after the research found that this is the base to mainly all crime thrillers along with action.
What have you learned about technologies from the process of constructing this product?
Technologies are a huge part in the production of a film, from cameras to editing software to the production and planning of the piece. The use of a camera is not new, but the different equipment used and ways of using it all are. Using tripods to steady shots and dictaphones to catch dialogue were all new to us. We have learnt a lot about framing the shots and using the rule of thirds, as well as the 180 rule, which we had to implement into our film in order to show realism. In order for us to work collaboratively, we created a blog using blogger.com. By having this, we could collaborate the work each of us had done individually and have it easily accessible from any computer with internet access. For editing the sequence, we used Adobe Premiere. This is quite a simple but effective piece of editing software. It is used to help with cuts and transitions. It also allows many layers of sound and image to overlap that we blended in using fades and dissolves. Upon completion, we exported it into a video file, uploaded it onto YouTube and then to the blog. During planning, an audience survey is key, as it allows the producer to see what audience feel should feature. We did this on SurveyMonkey.com. It's a quick and easy way to set up a survey for all to do. While advertising it on a social networking site and sending it by email, we tried to get as many responses as possible to help with our ideas.
Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learned in the progression from it to the full
The preliminary
product?
task of our group was basic. There was very little acting or sound. We did this as we were not used to all the techniques and thought that we would stay within our comfort zones to limit errors. After looking back at it, we realised that we had more potential and could have added many other techniques and more technical shots. The editing on our preliminary task was reasonable, but we were only just getting used to the software, so did not know how to use most of the effects. We feel that our progression is mainly to do with the experience with the technology, although through the prolonged study of other films we realised that the amount of shots in a sequence and how many techniques are used to make it look realistic.